there's 75 of you sitting in this room. You all just got here. Some are here from last month, like the guy from Vietnam is here from last month, and the woman from Sweden is here from last month. You all just got here, and you've made whatever compromises you've had to make with spouses, lovers, children, parents, pets, plants, employers, economics, and so you've carved out this precious time for yourself. Like if you come and to finish your film, it's an important time because you have this goal of what you're going to accomplish, and it's free time, and you won't have all the distraction. You won't have to deal with this guy, and you might actually, it might be very important to you.
Yeah, own it.
Okay, so everybody comes with that, and they've made a lot of compromise to get here, and then they suddenly end up, they're sitting in a room with 70, and they've traveled all day, and some of them traveled for a couple of days, and you're sitting in a room with 75 strangers, and everybody's looking at each other, and it's like you're saying, are they going to like me? Am I going to like them? And since we intentionally make it a varied age group, in terms of our admissions policy, who are these people? Are they going to like my work? They don't look hip enough, or they look too hip. And, why the fuck did I do this anyway? I miss my lover or spouse or whatever. I miss my dog. It seemed like a great idea a year ago when I applied. And now I come and they put us in these monks and nuns cells. And I wish I wasn't here. I said, look, everybody goes through that. Just remember, as you're sitting here, thinking all that stuff, and about the struggle you're going to have, there are 6 billion other humans on the planet who couldn't care less. And half of them make less than $2 a day. And I think I've said, this is a standard rap now, so, and I tell them, you all know this, but let's just think about it for a minute. Their struggle is for water and food and shelter and medicine and education and not getting bombed, and so we're just not going to be very...
We're not going to engage in that.
We're not going to engage in that. And so if you're suffering for your art, get a fucking life. Just work.
Yeah.
And,
Produce.
And, or just recognize that if you're in northern Vermont, which is a safe, pretty place, if you got good water, if you get 3 good meals a day, if you're in a community of 75 people who do not ask you stupid questions because they know what you're doing because they're doing the same thing, and if you're getting 10 to 12 hours a day in the studio, on the scale of human struggle, this doesn't come up very high. So, and this is where the appreciation of the opportunity to be here is like the appreciation of the opportunity to be on the planet in this human incarnation.
So it's more important than that. It's actually existential and primordial.
It may be. I'm an anti-intellectual.
It's a kind of a gift.
And so you see, Louise says, the reason we have been so successful is because I talk. You said, say something, you're going to run out of battery.
Bread of life.
Right. All right. No, but I'm saying, she says, you talk so much that finally people will do whatever you want if you'll just shut up.
But part of your gift is a chaining of ideas that you do. I mean, it's fresh.
Well, I think the thing is,
maybe you're repeating yourself.
I think the thing is, the chaining of ideas comes from lettuce in the teeth. What I like about a practice, and in 40 years I've never become a Buddhist, because I never want to appropriate somebody else's culture, or I don't want to chant in a funny language, or, because the Dalai Lama says my religion is kindness. So the chaining of the ideas, I think, comes from daily practice, daily meditation practice, but also I've gotten to a point now where I am essentially chanting all the time because of what you know about my family history. There was a lot of serious issues, which meant that I either, like I saw a Western shrink for 25 years, it's an overlap of 25 years of a shrink and 40 years of Buddhism. I either did something serious or, I was going to be dead. Because, like the genetic thing, I knew when I was younger, I could just get to that place where I just felt, okay, the family tradition is suicide, and I can see I can see it coming, because you just get to. I was talking to my great niece the other day, and her mother committed suicide. My sister, her grandmother committed suicide. My mother, her great mother was at a funny farm for 40 years. So this girl she's not a girl. She's 42, and she's looking at that lineage, and saying, "What do I do with this?" And I said, "Well, you got like
Define your own self.
Yeah, I mean, I found I had to hook in. I needed a life preserver, and I needed to hook in to some awareness that took a larger perspective and helped me see beyond my own navel and beyond my own personal, like, do you remember all the good Don Juan stuff, the Yaqui Indian guy when we were in school?
Sure.
So Don
Castaneda.
Juan, Carlos Castaneda.
Castaneda.
And Don Juan was talking about divorcing yourself from personal history, and like the chaining of ideas. To me, it's kind of like a Japanese tea ceremony, where everything you do becomes an expression of your belief system, and there are no free rides. You can't do something dastardly over here and then go to church and ask for forgiveness,
It's the full Monty. You have to.
And it's the cool thing here. What's been so much fun is, like, you'll see in my studio, over my desk, I got pictures of the Dalai Lama, Mother Teresa, Louis Kahn. There's a Tibetan named Chogyam Trungpa, and he founded the Naropa Institute in Boulder. He was really the first Tibetan to start teaching here in 70 or so, and now you can't swing a cat without hitting a Tibetan teacher. But there's a woman named...
It's an old Tibetan metaphor.
Yeah. There's a Buddhist nun named Pema Chodron that a lot of people really like. She was a student of his, but he set up shop 45 minutes from here. So his picture's up there. Did I say Mother Teresa? She's up there just because I think she's one of my heroines. Because the ability to go into the streets of now Kolkata, we went to her tomb, to go in the streets of Kolkata and pick up a leper and face that level of hopelessness and suffering head on. And there's this great story that somebody comes up to her and says, "Mother, what are you doing? There's 1.5 billion or 1 billion starving people in India. This won't make any difference." And she looked at the guy and she said, "It will to him."
Right.
And I've also got Frank Boyden up there because, who's headmaster of Deerfield, because I realized how much I learned from him about, building an institution and simultaneously rebuilding a town, because we can't talk about building utopia if we do it without including everybody in town. So, like, we've been the art program in the elementary school for 18 years. We're now putting about $55,000 a year into the school system. I told you we were paying taxes. We're paying $75,000 a year in property taxes, which, as a nonprofit, legally we don't have to pay. And George, who's our operations or now executive director, he's a village trustee. Our admissions director is a town select person. There's 5 selectmen who run the town, but she's a woman. Our staff photographer is a selectman. Our lawyer who eats here every day is a selectman. Our plant director who you met, Jim McDowell, the guy from Greenwich, he's head of the planning commission. And so we take...
You guys are urbanists.
Urbanists?
Urbanists.
How so?
Town builders.
Well, I think it's the same thing as, we're not going to support people's suffering.
You care about the town.
Yeah.
You care about the town, the community, this is a physical location, and you are assembling together to build in common pursuit with separate talents that are brought to the table in order to improve the life of this community, and in order to improve your own life, one imagines.
Oh, we're having a ball.
Yeah. John, I'm running out of power, so I'm going to
Okay.
thank you. And what's more, for Roger Smith News, John Gregg, up in Johnson, Vermont, and we have, I think, a picture of the river down there.
It's funny because
It is a
the
river.
federal government spent, they've just finished